What's up guys, my name is Ace, and with the mid-season 1 update, we have a brand new Fireteam map, and this is called Sanatorium. And with this, it looks like the brand new Warzone map is starting to come together. Now, for many of you, this won't be new information by any means for those people that have been keeping up with leaks and rumors in the past. But for those that don't know, at this point, it is really heavily rumored, and leakers have confirmed this as well, that the Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps that we've had access to so far are actually going to be sections of the new Battle Royale map. And people are expecting this Battle Royale map to come out sometime around the 1-year anniversary of Warzone. Now, the fact that they'd be using sections of a new Warzone map as Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps makes total sense because that's what they were doing with the Ground War maps last year with Modern Warfare. Before Warzone was ever even announced, we were technically playing on sections of Verdansk. We were playing on sections of the Warzone map. And I'm very confident that the exact same thing is happening right now with Fireteam Dirty Bomb. Now, it appears, unlike last year, they're actually doing a very good job at keeping things contained. So if you try to look outside of the actual playable area of the Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps, it looks like it's just vast wilderness and there's no other buildings or anything out in the distance. However, we can see a few anomalies, especially when we drop in on Sanatorium. First up, I want to point out in the distance, you can see a nice snowy mountain, and that is almost definitely Alpine, the other Fireteam Dirty Bomb map that's off in the distance there. And another thing I wanted to point out is on this edge of Sanatorium, you can actually see a bunch of flat areas and areas that just don't really seem to make sense. They don't look natural. It seems like these areas here are just placeholders for more buildings and things that are going to be added once they end up filling out this new Warzone map. And to top all of this off, there have been leaks in the past about a Warzone map that's going to be coming at some point in the future. And these leaks were from quite a bit before Cold War launched, before we even knew about Fireteam Dirty Bomb. And 3 of the locations on that map were Ski Slopes, Sanatorium, and Ruka, which are 3 Dirty Bomb maps that we currently have access to. Although with the Ski Slopes, it's actually called Alpine, but still, it all lines up, it all seems to make sense, and it's all coming together. So yeah, this is why I'm very confident that we are playing on sections of a brand new Warzone map. And I'm very excited to see this. However, it does bring up a lot of new questions. I think the biggest question that's been coming up surrounding this is how are they going to add this new Warzone map? The speculation right now is, like I said, it's going to be coming right around the 1-year anniversary of Warzone. And it's also rumored that this is going to be a full-scale map. It's not going to be like the Rebirth Island as just like a mini side version of Warzone. The rumors are this is essentially going to be replacing Verdansk. And one of the really big questions here is, which engine are they going to be using? Are they just going to be porting this map over to Warzone and we're going to be sticking to the same mechanics and feel and stuff as the current version of Warzone? Or is this going to come with a complete overhaul to Warzone? Are they going to be transitioning Warzone over to Cold War? And then we're going to have the same mechanics that we have in Fireteam Dirty Bomb with Warzone going forward. And I think the biggest reason people are asking these questions now, especially with Sanatorium being added, is in Sanatorium, we can swim and we have jet skis and we have boats. And are we going to have access to those in Warzone? Because currently in Warzone, there's no water that we can swim in. There's no boats. There's nothing like that. So this has many people thinking maybe they are just going to transition Warzone into the Cold War client and then we're going to have all of the same mechanics that we have in Fireteam Dirty Bomb. Overall, I definitely prefer the engine and everything that they're using within Warzone. I prefer the movement and the animation and the aiming and everything like that I feel just works better in Warzone. So I'm hoping instead of them bringing Warzone over to the Cold War client, I hope they keep it in the Modern Warfare client and then somehow port this map into that version of Warzone so that we still maintain the same feel that we currently have while playing Warzone, just on a brand new map. And then with that, of course, they would still have to add the swimming mechanics and the boats and everything like that. I hope that's going to be the case, and I think most Warzone players would agree with me on that one. I think most people generally prefer the feel of Warzone over the feel of Fireteam Dirty Bomb when it comes to character movement and everything like that, and all the other mechanics they have in place. And honestly, I think there'd be pretty massive backlash if they did transition it into the Fireteam Dirty Bomb mechanics in Warzone, and a lot of Warzone players would end up being very upset with that. Although I do want to make a quick note here, one thing that I really hope does make it from the Fireteam mechanics is how the armor works. I love the fact that in Fireteam Dirty Bomb, when you put on an armor plate, it adds 50 health instead of just filling up that next bar of your armor. Logically, it just makes so much more sense than the way it's handled in Warzone, where it essentially will just top up your current armor bar before applying a full armor plate after that. But that's a relatively minor thing, I just wanted to toss it in there. Now, gameplay mechanics and engine aside, I did want to talk a little bit about this map and how I would feel with this being a Battle Royale map. Personally, when I'm playing Sanatorium, I'm really getting Blackout vibes. The entire art style being so vibrant and everything, and just the way things are laid out, it definitely reminds me a lot more of Blackout than Verdansk. Which does make sense, because Treyarch developed this, and Treyarch developed Blackout as well. But I really like that vibrance. I really like the looks of that map. I think it's a much more enjoyable environment to be playing on. And on top of this, I like the fact that there are more open areas, it seems. At least based on the Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps that we've played on so far. It's mainly going to be fighting in terrain where you're hiding behind rocks and trees and stuff. And it doesn't seem like there's nearly as many buildings. Or the buildings are just spread out more with more open areas between them. And if it turns out that this is how the new Warzone map is going to be as well, I'm quite excited for this, mainly just as a change of pace from Verdansk. Verdansk is great, and don't get me wrong, I really like Verdansk, but I do feel that a lot of the fights that happen on Verdansk are typically in or around buildings. And when you have these fights in or around buildings in a Battle Royale game, this means that you're often going to be running into people sitting in corners, especially if you play solos. Not as much if you're playing squad-based modes, but mainly in solos. You're just going to have people sitting in those corners and buildings, and in order to get through an area, you have to clear through those buildings. Otherwise, you risk getting shot from behind from a person that was just camping in a corner waiting to hear your footsteps run by. When it came to Blackout, I feel like this wasn't as much of an issue because, sure, you would go in and you'd get your loot from buildings, but in my experience at least, most of the fighting would end up taking place in terrain, out in the open. You would try and fight for the high ground. You would be using trees and rocks and stuff for cover, rather than sitting up in the second story of a building peeking out of a window, or sitting on top of a skyscraper trying to pick people off at a distance. So, assuming this is going to be the next Warzone map, I'm definitely excited for that change of pace that we will likely be seeing based on what we know so far playing on the Fireteam maps. So overall, after playing on these Fireteam maps, I'm actually really excited for this to become a Warzone map because I feel like a lot of the engagements are really enjoyable. It's a lot of fun. And I was saying this on stream yesterday, it would be awesome to be playing Battle Royale on these maps. I'm not the biggest fan of how Fireteam Dirty Bomb works with the way that you just parachute in when you get killed and you can land right behind the person that just killed you. I don't really like the overall rules and the way that Fireteam is laid out, but I generally do enjoy getting into gunfights on Fireteam maps, as long as it's not from somebody that just landed directly behind me. I would even love to see, just within Cold War itself, keep all the same mechanics and everything as Fireteam Dirty Bomb, but just drop us into a smaller version of a Battle Royale on these maps. I would love to play a mini Battle Royale on Sanatorium, even with all the same mechanics that we have in Fireteam Dirty Bomb. I think that would be so much fun to play, and I'd be pretty hooked on that, I think. But that is just my opinion. I'd like to know in the comment section below. First up, after seeing all of this evidence, do you actually think that these Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps are going to be sections of a brand new Warzone map that's going to be coming? And also, if that is the case, what do you think about this? Do you like the idea of having a potentially more open map where a lot of the fighting takes place not in buildings or not around buildings, but more so out in the forest and in the hills and stuff? And also, what are your thoughts on the whole engine thing? If they were to transfer Warzone over to the Cold War client, so it has all the same feel and mechanics as Fireteam Dirty Bomb, would you like that? Or would you rather they stick to the current Warzone engine while just porting the map itself over? Just let me know those thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.